So I just finished watching My Little Pony: A New Generation, and I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised. I think that it's actually the second most enjoyable animated feature film that's come out this year for me, with the top one being Paw Patrol, the movie. And I don't know what it is, just these two movies just harmonized with me in some way. So A New Generation is basically a follow-up to Friendship is Magic. And Friendship is Magic, it went on for 9 seasons. It had a spin-off series with Equestria Girls. It had its own theatrical movie. Like, yeah, Friendship is Magic ran its course. And at the very, like, spoilers, I guess, this show is deliberately a sequel to Friendship is Magic. It's like, all right, so Friendship is Magic, it happened, but it happened so long ago. And this one is a follow-up to it. And I think that the thing that impressed me the most was the visuals. Like, this is... I am flabbergasted at just how good lower budget modern CG has been. It's like, look at the movies that have come out this year. Spirit Untamed, Paw Patrol, this one. Like, all of these were not made by A-Team Studios. None of these were made by the big names with the big money. Like, those weren't Pixar. They weren't A-Team DreamWorks. But all of these movies look good. Like, visually, they are competent. And I really enjoyed just looking at A New Generation. And I was surprised at how well I enjoyed the characters. I think that the story wasn't great, but then I'm a longtime fan of Friendship is Magic, and anybody who's watched any of that show knows that Friendship is Magic really punched above its weight in terms of story and character development. Like, I'd say that story-wise, this shows A New Generation story ranks kind of like a middling episode from the first season of Friendship is Magic. But visually, I prefer this over the 2017 movie. Because My Little Pony, the movie in 2017, like, I was never able to really dig its art style with its attempt to expand, I guess, for lack of a better word, on the core art style of Friendship is Magic. And the story in that one, oh boy, that one ranked about as good as a middling episode from the 5th season. But yeah, the things that I really liked about the characters in A New Generation, I really liked the Sheriff Hitch character. I believe that's his name. He was really well done. I think that he was a good foil to the main character Sunny, but he was able to come around. And I enjoyed that. I think that also the gem collector and dealer in the Unicorn Village, I think that he was pretty good. I wasn't super a big fan of the queen and the 2 princesses from the Pegasi Kingdom. I think that they weren't the best. And I'm not sure how I feel about the whole technological level. They added screens and phones and videos. Like, I don't know. It just didn't feel as good to me as, the classic pseudo modern, not really aesthetic that Friendship is Magic had going on. But let's face it, like Friendship is Magic kind of got too ambitious for its own good. And I think that A New Generation did a really good job of just grabbing the reins and pulling it back, just reining it in and saying, no, we're not going to start out with, Dragon Ball Z levels of action and villains. And I think that the villains, like, there weren't any real bad people in this. It was like the most villain that you got was just one guy who got a little power hungry when he was put into a little position of power and tried to, I don't know. Yeah. But I kind of like that. I liked that about Paw Patrol as well. The Paw Patrol movie, its villain, he's a silly guy. That's all there is to it. He's just a silly guy who got into a position of power and causes mayhem that the heroes need to fix. And yeah, but visually, oh my goodness. So when I first saw the teaser for A New Generation, I was like, oh, I'm not sure about this. Especially the faces of the characters on first blush, they looked like they were borrowing too heavily from just the trends of modern CG animation. But after watching an entire movie, I actually grew to like them. I think that the faces worked. I think the proportions work. Like the whole CG stuff, it worked well. And they did such a good job of meshing really cartoony proportions with cutting edge, but, within budget CG technology. The hair looked so good. There were so many characters. It was like, ugh, your hairdo is so good. And the hair on a technical level looks so good. And the fur looks really good. And the lighting. That is something that I am just so surprised at with modern lower budget CG films. And that's the lighting. They really nail the volumetric lighting. They really nail the everything. The way that the light plays off of characters. And then the actual animation itself, making these characters move. So good. The facial expressions were so satisfying to look at. The way that they walk looked really good most of the time. There were some shots where it's like, I'm not sure about this. Is it the angle that we're looking at this, or is that run cycle really not that appealing? And again, like, I need to make a video about quadruped dancing. Characters dancing when they are four-legged, and this movie needs to be in it because holy cow, they danced and a bunch of it looked really good. Now, the music and the songs, none of them really stuck out to me as straight bangers, but at the same time, none of them really stuck out as sore thumbs being not good. Maybe one day while I'm walking, I'll throw my headphones on and listen to the soundtrack to reevaluate that. But yeah, overall, My Little Pony, A New Generation in 2021. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it is, and I look forward to checking out the series that's coming out later. I don't know when it's coming out. I doubt it's out now. But yeah, I recommend this movie to anybody who even remotely thinks that they might be interested in it. And anybody who looks at it and says, that's not for me, then it's not for you. Like, I don't recommend it to those people. Thanks for watching.